The pre-workout industry made over $5 billion last year. And most of it was spent on fonts. I'm serious. The skull on the tub. The word extreme. The word beast. The neon colors and the aggressive name and the influencer holding it like it cured something. That's where your money went. Not into the formula, into the feeling of buying the formula. Here's what they're counting on. That you never flip the tub over and do the math. Today, we're doing the math. 5 of the most famous pre-workouts in America, ranked from bad to criminal. We're reading every label, checking every dose against clinical research, and telling you exactly what you're getting for your money. And number 1 on this list has sold over 2 billion servings. 2 billion. Stay with us. Before we start the countdown, you need to know the numbers. Because the supplement industry is built on the assumption that you don't. Here's what clinical research says you actually need in a pre-workout. L-citrulline or citrulline. Malate, 6 to 8 grams minimum for real pumps. Beta-alanine, 3.2 grams to buffer lactic acid and extend endurance. Creatine monohydrate, 3 to 5 grams for strength and power. Caffeine, 150 to 400 milligrams. Betaine anhydrous, 2.5 grams for power output. Screenshot that. Because every product we're about to cover is going to look very different against those numbers. Starting at number 5, a brand that markets itself as the smart choice. Spoiler, the label tells a different story. Number 5, Naked Energy. This is the pre-workout health-conscious gym-goers reach for when they want to feel virtuous. No artificial sweeteners, no artificial colors, no fillers, just clean, simple ingredients. And look, the concern is legitimate. Artificial additives in supplements are genuinely worth avoiding. But here's the problem. Clean doesn't mean effective. Caffeine, 200 milligrams. Fine, that works. Beta-alanine, 2 grams, below the 3.2 gram clinical threshold. Creatine, 1 gram, a quarter of the clinical dose. L-arginine, 1 gram. And here's the kicker. L-arginine has largely been replaced in serious formulas by L-citrulline because arginine has poor oral bioavailability. Your body barely absorbs it. It's an old-generation ingredient dressed up in clean packaging. Expert reviewers have called Naked Energy an underdosed formula across the board aside from the caffeine. At $40 a tub, you're paying for a clean conscience, not a better workout. Number 4 is a brand that spent millions on collaborations with Sour Patch Kids and Warheads. The question is whether they spent as much on the formula. The answer might surprise you. Number 4, Ghost Legend. Ghost is the most aesthetically impressive supplement brand on earth. The Sour Patch Kids collab, the Warheads drop, the limited editions that sell out like sneakers. Their social media is flawless. Their community is obsessive. The tubs look incredible. And Ghost Legend is actually the closest to honest on this list, which is why it's only number 4. L-citrulline, 4 grams. Better than most on this list, but still half the 8-gram clinical dose for real pumps. Beta-alanine, 2 grams, still short of the 3.2 gram minimum. Caffeine, 250 milligrams from 2 sources. Solid, alpha-GPC, 300 milligrams. That's actually a legitimate nootropic dose, one of the few things on this label that clears the bar. The problem isn't that Ghost is dishonest, it's that at $45 to $55 a tub, you're financing the branding, the collabs, and the influencer budget, not your workout. Ghost is selling a lifestyle. And if that's what you want, great, but if you want performance, the formula doesn't fully get you there. Number 3 is where things start to get genuinely frustrating because this brand built its entire reputation on premium quality protein, then slapped the same name on a pre-workout and hoped you wouldn't notice the difference. Number 3, Optimum Nutrition Gold Standard Pre-Workout. Optimum Nutrition built its reputation on Gold Standard Whey, genuinely one of the best protein powders on the market. Well-dosed, trustworthy, earned. So when they put Gold Standard on a pre-workout, millions of people assumed the same standard carried over. It didn't. Citrulline, 0.75 grams. That is not a typo. 3/4 of 1 gram. Against a clinical dose of 6 to 8 grams, you would need to take 10 scoops to approach an effective pump dose. Beta-alanine, 1.5 grams, half the clinical minimum. Creatine, 3 grams of creatine monohydrate. That's actually decent. One ingredient they got right. Caffeine. 175 milligrams. Fine. Gold Standard pre-workout is essentially a slightly better C4 with worse pump ingredients and a premium price tag justified entirely by brand equity. The name Gold Standard is doing work the formula cannot. We're down to the top 2. Number 2 might be the most dangerous pre-workout on this list, not because of what's in it, but because of what it's hiding. And number 1? Number 1 has 2 billion reasons to keep you in the dark. Stay right there. Number 2 isn't a single product, it's a category. And it might be the most sophisticated scam in the supplement industry. A proprietary blend is when a brand groups multiple ingredients under one umbrella name. Explosive energy complex, pump amplification matrix, and discloses a total weight for the blend without revealing individual ingredient amounts. This is completely legal, and it is designed entirely to hide underdosing. Here's how it works. A label lists a performance blend containing citrulline, beta-alanine, creatine, arginine, tyrosine, and 5 other ingredients. Total blend, 5,000 milligrams. Sounds impressive, but 5,000 milligrams split across 10 ingredients averages 500 milligrams each. The clinical dose of citrulline alone is 6,000 to 8,000 milligrams. You might be getting 200. You will never know. Proprietary blends exist for one reason: to let brands use pixie dust amounts of premium ingredients, list them on the label for marketing purposes, and charge you for a formula that's mostly filler. Any brand that is confident in its formula shows you every number. If they're hiding the doses, there is a reason. If a tub you're considering uses a proprietary blend, put it down and walk away. Which brings us to number 1, America's #1 selling pre-workout. Over 2 billion servings sold, and one of the most underdosed formulas on this list. Here we go. Number 1, Cellucor C4 Original. America's #1 selling pre-workout. Over 2 billion servings sold since 2011. It's in every GNC, every Walmart, every gym bag in the country. The marketing is flawless. The branding is confident, the flavors actually taste good, and at around $1 a serving, the price is almost impossible to argue with, which is exactly the problem. Because here's what's actually inside that tub: citrulline malate. 1 gram, the clinical dose is 6 to 8 grams. That's 1/8 of what research supports for real pumps. Beta-alanine, 1.6 grams, you need 3.2. You're getting exactly half. Creatine, 1 gram. A quarter of the clinical minimum. And it's creatine nitrate, a less studied form than standard creatine monohydrate. Caffeine, 150 milligrams. That part works. That's the only part that works. So what you're actually buying with C4 Original is 150 milligrams of caffeine, some beta-alanine at half the dose needed to do anything meaningful, and a tub that looks excellent on your bathroom shelf. That tingling sensation you've been calling the kick? That's not your muscles activating. That's underdosed beta-alanine making your skin itch. You've been paying $1 a serving for that itch for years. 2 billion servings. 2 billion times, someone scooped glorified caffeine into a shaker bottle and called it a pre-workout. So what should you actually buy? Here's the checklist. 0 proprietary blends. Every ingredient listed individually. L-citrulline at 6 to 8 grams. Beta-alanine at 3.2 grams or above. Creatine monohydrate, not nitrate, not HCl. Monohydrate 3 to 5 grams. Caffeine between 150 and 400 milligrams. Third-party tested, ideally Informed Sport or Informed Choice certified. Products that clear every bar. Transparent Labs, Bulk and Bulk Black, Legion Pulse, Gorilla Mode, all full disclosure labels, all clinical doses, all more expensive than C4, all worth every dollar because you are actually getting what the label says. The supplement industry has spent decades convincing you that the experience of buying the tub is the same as the experience of it working. It isn't. A great-looking tub that does nothing is just expensive caffeine in attractive packaging. You train too hard to be paying for a tub. Drop in the comments. Which pre-workout have you been loyal to? And after watching this, are you switching? I read every single one. If this video just saved you from wasting another $50 on an underdosed formula, hit subscribe. We post every few days, so the next one is coming very soon. And we're going after the scam fat burner industry next. You are not going to want to miss it. Coming very soon, 5 protein powders that are mostly filler, including one brand that charges $70 a tub and fails almost every clinical dose threshold. Subscribe so you don't miss it.